Why do we have an investor day? The motivation is about sharing. If I can convert one person to become a better person and a better investor from this, I would be happy. That person would go on to influence other people in their lives, and eventually they will all make a better Malaysian economy.
I think I'm quite impressed with iCapitals for having this noble idea of actually sharing all this fundamental knowledge with the investors, especially the youngsters. So I hope they will gain a lot from this session, and hopefully there will be a more intelligent investor in the future.
So controlling for the risk that I took gives you a much better representation of the value added of the manager, scaled by the risk that the manager had to take, the active risk that the manager had to take to generate that performance for you. If you are an investor, what you care is not the positive risk. You care about the negative risk. And you can see that actually this fund manager generated a performance that is even better when you identify only the negative risk.
The semicon industry is so important for us, for the present, for the future. Right? In the future, I'm looking ahead, as what you heard from Kevin Khoo, 2024, there should be a global recovery. And you heard that the US-China chip war should benefit Malaysia. And Malaysia contributes about 7 to 10% of global chip output. This industry is extremely important for Malaysia. About 7 billion allocation for TVET. That to me is the most important, not the increase of 6% to 8% sales tax that only raised about 3 billion. If it's done properly, professionally and cleanly, that TVET program, not immediately, but after a period of 5 years, 10 years, can transform the Malaysian economy. This is the most important reason why I'm optimistic. I call him Malaysia's destructive creator, because everything he creates, he destroys. The weakness of the fourth Prime Minister economic policy was he emphasized too much heavy industrialization, all industrialization at the expense of other sectors of the economy, agriculture and so on. But you cannot have a developed country without having a balanced economic policy, which was what Palau was trying to do.
This is our track record for the 5-year and 3-year period. As you can see, both at NAV terms and the share price term, we have outperformed the MSCI, and MSCI has plunged 20% and 9% in the respective period. This is on a 1-year basis. The market price for iCap, the share price, we have done even better than our NAV, whereas for MSCI is relatively flat. And the other bonus point for the new investors or new shareholders is the innovative dividend policy that we have just announced. This is the most innovative dividend policy in the world. As you can see, it's made up of 2 components, base rate 1%, top-up rate 8%. In the normal condition, the expected dividend yield would be about 4%. The beauty of linking it to our NAV is that our NAV is relatively stable, and we have shown a track record of growing at 8 to 10% per annum in the last 18 years. Based on our policy, you can expect regular dividend. Just a very simple simulation, assuming that our NAV continue to compound at 8%, in 9 years' time, the NAV would have doubled. If you look at scenario 3 on the right-hand side here, that is with a discount of 30%, you would get higher dividend but lower capital appreciation. This is what we mean by you can have your cake and still eat it.
I think this is one of the kind of event that is not usually done in Malaysia. We find it very interesting and we want to know more about it, hence why we sign up for it.
iCap, the investor, they provide a good platform for us to get in touch with them.
It helps me to think first before making a decision for my future especially helped me to retire much more earlier than before.
It helps a lot in terms of financial planning, and it teaches some ways to calculate how much do we need for our retirement, and also how can we save in terms of our money.
They recommend us stocks and also industry which is suitable to invest now, which is a good performing industry.